Chapter 7 Fun and Work. Let us read. This is a play adapted from The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Tronin. Cast Tom Sawyer, a 10 years old, naughty boy Jim, a houseboy Ben Rogers, Tom's friend Billy Fisher, Tom's friend Johnny Miller, and several other boys, friends of Tom's Aunt Polly, Tom's Aunt Sean. One morning the sidewalk outside the fence. Several boys are walking, laughing and shouting. Tom comes carrying a bucket of whitewash with a brush in his hand, looking very glum. He dumps his bucket down. He sighs and dips his brush into the whitewash and begins to paint the planks of the fence. He then sits on an upturned bucket. He is quite unhappy. In the background, the boys and girls are laughing and playing. Just then Jim comes through the gate carrying an empty bucket. Tom, where are you going, Jim? Jim, I am going to fetch water. Tom, if you permit me, I shall fetch the water, if you could do the whitewashing instead. Jim, your Aunt Polly would be annoyed if I whitewashed. In fact, she told me that you'd probably ask me to whitewash the fence. Tom pulls out a bright marble from his pocket and shows it to Jim. Jim looks at it longingly. Tom, this could be yours, if only you do just a little bit of whitewashing while I Jim. That's a beauty. But you know Aunt Polly. If she ever did know what Tom, she will never know, Jim. All right then, Jim picks up the brush and starts to paint. Aunt Polly comes. On seeing Jim, she gives him a good beating. Jim drops the brush and runs off the stage. Tom starts whitewashing again. Just then, seeing Ben, he starts to smile and sing. Ben has an apple in his hand. Seeing it, Tom's mouth waters. Ben is pretending to be a steamboat. Ben ching a lingling chuck chuck chow, pretending to steer the boat. Hello, Tom. Have you got to work even on a holiday? Tom continues to work as if he has not heard Ben speak. Ben, I didn't see you. Work? Do you call this work? Ben, I'm going for a swim. I'm sure you would want to paint. Ben takes a big bite of the apple. Tom can't take his eyes off the apple. He goes back to work. Tom, work. What do you call work? Ben, isn't whitewashing working a fence on a Saturday called work? Tom, you may think so, but it suits Tom Sawyer. I don't think everybody can do it. Tom carefully sweeps his brush back and forth like an artist. Then he steps back to study the effect. He adds a touch here and a touch there. Ben watches every move. He gets more interested. Ben stops eating and watches Tom. Hey, Tom, let me try a little. Tom smiles and then quickly shakes his head. Tom, no, Ben. Aunt Polly is very particular about her fence. If she'll know, she'll kill me. Sid wanted to do it, but she didn't allow him. Ben, Tom, I'll be very careful. Please let me try just a little. I shall give you my apple. Tom, very reluctantly. Well, hands over the brush and takes the apple. Ben takes the brush and starts to whitewash. Tom sits on the upturned bucket and bites into the apple. Billy Fisher comes along with a kite. Billy, Tom, aren't you coming along to watch the steamboat come in? Tom, no, Billy. I have to do more important work. Billy, such as Tom. Whitewashing the fence. Billy, come on, whitewashing on Saturday. Ben, come on, Billy. You should try it once. Billy, not me. Tom, very seriously. I wouldn't let you. Everyone cannot paint so well. Billy, how come you're letting Ben do it? Ben, because I can do it right. Billy, if Ben can, I too can do it. Tom, Ben has just begun. He also gave me his apple. Billy, Tom, you may have my kite. Tom, but I have only one brush. Billy, my dad's got one too. I'll go and fetch it. Tom, Well, Billy runs off, returns with a brush. He joins Ben to paint. Johnny Miller comes swinging a dead rat. Scene 2. Same as Scene 1. Later that morning the fence has been thoroughly whitewashed. Tom is leaning against the gate watching the boys paint. There is a pile of treasures now propped up by the side of his bucket. A kite, marbles, chalk, keys, kitten, etc. Tom, now boys, that's all of the whitewash. Boys, oh, please. Pen 2. Tom, move along. You can hear Aunt Polly calling out. Aunt Polly, I better take a look at the fence. I'm sure he must be lazing around. Aunt Polly comes straight to Tom without looking at the fence. Aunt Polly, just as I thought. Lolling about. Have you painted at all? Tom, Aunt Polly, I've painted it all. Aunt Polly, don't lie. Tom, really Aunt Polly, just have a look. Aunt Polly turns to look at the fence. Well, bless my soul, you've worked wonders. Now you may come in and I'll give you an apple. You have earned it. She leads him towards the gate. Let us recite. To bed in summer. In winter, I get up at night and dress by yellow candlelight. In summer, quite the other way, I have to go to bed by day. I have to go to bed and see the birds still hopping on the tree, or near the grown-up people's feet, still going past me on the street. And does it not seem hard to you, when all the sky is clear and blue, and I should like so much to play, to have to go to bed by day?